So now Mark's theory is officials use the animals as a way to get into his home and dig up dirt on his porn business. Well, yeah, you're not. I mean, Peanut was seized in the raid and euthanized as part of a test for rabies, even though there was proof Peanut didn't have rabies, and the case is getting a lot of attention. And so is Mark, who's big on OnlyFans. So we didn't get that from the media when this story first broke. He's got an Instagram. His squirrel is adorable. Not like he and his wife each other for everybody to pay and watch on OnlyFans.
Yeah, TMZ picked up this story and it was talking about the animal shelter or whatever program that, you know, Peanut was the cornerstone of, and how is this nonprofit going to survive without him? It's just like, we aren't going to be able to fund it. And I'm like, I don't know. It seems like you keep throwing bones into your wife for money. You have something.
Dude, Mark says folks who think he's trying to capitalize on the moment and promote his OnlyFans have him all wrong. Ditto for people who think the kids he babysits were somehow involved in his side hustle. This guy is a piece of shit.
Wait, hold on. It's back the...
Yeah.
What?
You can have an OnlyFans if you want to. I'm not saying you can't. I judge you, but I'm not saying you can't. You can't have an OnlyFans where you're and a daycare. You got to make a choice. I'm not saying you're doing anything. I'm just saying it doesn't look good. I don't like this guy.
This is like having a bounce house and a wet bar. It's like, no, those two don't go together.
I should have trusted my gut, because when I first saw him with the bro tattoos and the hat on backwards, I was like, this guy just lost his squirrel and his raccoon, so I'm a little, sympathetic to him, but he's a red flag too. This is another one. Trust your gut. Remember the homeless guy with the golden voice? You're like, there's a reason this guy looks like shit and is all dirty. And then it turns out he's beating women, he's drinking, he's all that. It's like, oh, he's a piece of shit. That's why he's there.
You and your wife have done OnlyFans, and you've done some X-rated material on OnlyFans. Perfectly legal.
No, it's not.
No, if it's illegal to film and distribute porn in New York, then if that's what you're doing on OnlyFans, not legal.
You cannot film pornography in New York. If it's against the law in New York to film pornography and you have an OnlyFans and you're flaunting it and promoting it, which they were, that might be something the state of New York might be interested in. It sounds like they were there because
Fred
this guy's
and Peanut died because he can't keep it in his pants.
Well, he can't keep it off the internet. He's got to show everybody him for his wife, which, again, cheapens your relationship so much. And that's coming from the guy who cheapened his last relationship a lot. If I go with Occam's razor, though, I don't know about you, Johnny, the porn thing makes a lot more sense.
Oh, the porn thing makes a lot more sense for showing up and raiding the place. But I also... I feel like this guy doesn't realize the porn thing doesn't make you a victim, sir. Because, I feel like he's still trying to put this, if that's what they came for, that's still not okay. Like, no, it's totally okay. Again, I had my issues with the whole, it's illegal to have a squirrel as a pet in New York, and you should know that. But they moved there, and they were filing for the rights. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But it's illegal to do the porn stuff in general. There's no we're going to get a license or a permission slip to allow us to do that. So you can't keep doing that in New York.
Right.
I do for side work for a little bit of extra money that I donate to the sanctuary. And, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I know that's not why we're here. It's
legal. It's totally legal.
No, it's not. It took me one Google search. Is it illegal to make porn in New York? And it is.
It's not legal. OnlyFans is totally legal, but OnlyFans isn't meant to be for porn. It is something people use for porn, but if you choose to use OnlyFans for porn, you're making pornography.
If it's for money, yeah. Yes, there are laws in New York that make it illegal to film porn, and there are also laws that criminalize the distribution of sexually explicit images without consent. New York has 3 obscenity laws. Equipment seizure, all that shit. Criminal liability attaches to the promotion, production, filming, and distribution of obscene materials. I'm sorry, but Harvey's wrong. It's not all legal.
It's not all legal.
Nobody likes onions with 199 says, did someone say porn in daycare? I'm all ears.
I don't know if that's not the I don't the NLO. I wouldn't.
I'd stay away.
I wouldn't.
Walk away from this one, son. It's bad for you.
Bad for you.
It's
Right.
like end of story. It's legal.
Right. We're not trying to promote this. I've been hearing people that I'm trying.
I don't doubt for a minute that Patrick Melton would think that's a great idea. Like my belief is that he absolutely would think that's a great idea.
My belief is that you shouldn't think that's.
I don't think you should.
That's me.
I don't think you should think that's a good idea. It does sound like something that Patrick Melton would think is totally fine. But that's just because, in my opinion, he's a complete piece of shit. And if you hate me so much that you would watch that, I have to question your scruples as well. Just come hate me. Get it right from the tap, baby. Why not? You don't have to dirty your soul by supporting someone who like sexualizes children like in his profession. Like he talks about them sexually a lot. You can just come right to me and hate me. Johnny, if there's anything you know about me, it's that I welcome hate.
Yeah. You actually enjoy it. It's weird. It's like a masochistic thing with you.
So let's all be hateful together. Instead of,
and if you're gonna watch like somebody watch your show, if you're gonna hate the guy, just watch the guy's show. Then why watch somebody else hate it with you?
That'll make you more creative because you can watch my show and you can kind of do your own show while you're watching mine. Where you can be like, "Fuck you, I hate you. You're a piece of shit. This is why you suck." You can pick apart every word, every facial expression, every little thing. Believe me.
You can go live or just pretend, whichever one's more fun for you.
Believe me, what Patrick does is not difficult. It's what people with no talent do. And if you don't think
that's what I do.
Yeah, if you don't think you have any talent, you can do it too. Get your hate straight from the source. It's way more pure.
Trying to promote my pages. This is not anything that's what's going on. I want justice for my animals. So what we're brainstorming is was there a different motive here?
Did you get a citation?
No citation. I didn't get arrested. I got nothing. I got 3 pieces of paperwork and they were gone. One paperwork is a search warrant. The other 2.
They had a search. They're not going to get a search warrant for a squirrel. This was a porn investigation.
Were pertain to materials that were taken and 2 animals that they were taken. That's all of
materials that were taken. That's interesting. We didn't hear about that. We heard about the squirrel. We heard about the raccoon. By the way, I'm trying so hard not to say moose and squirrel every time I say raccoon and squirrel. I can't get it out of my head. Like, this guy's ratting himself out the more he talks.
Yeah, dude, what materials? What materials? What, squirrel treats? What materials?
Yeah. They took all our horse feed.
the paperwork.
They took all of Peanut's nuts.
Well, you can judge me if you want for the areas that I make money from.
Deal. Okay. End of story.
You're a whore. Moving on.
You and you are a whore. Your wife is a whore. And you guys whore yourselves out for money on the internet. You take one thing that's supposed to be sacrosanct in your marriage, and that's your bedroom and your sex life, and you can blow it up for everybody and you make money off of it. You cheapen yourselves. You cheapen yourselves. It's disgusting, and that's coming from me. And then to make this about the squirrel and the raccoon to get yourself sympathy because you knew that it was going to come out that you filmed pornography all over your house and you have a fucking daycare. This guy, I hate his guts. I'm glad your squirrel's dead. I'm not happy for the squirrel. I wish the squirrel was still alive. But I'm glad that you have to feel this.
And how did we get down to this? You know, if you were so concerned about two animals that were a potential threat to...
Yes, you and your wife. Two animals that are a potential threat.
Two horny animals.
You know, it's a little bit overkill to get a search warrant and use these...
Not if it is illegal to produce porn in New York.
...animals as a prop to come in to investigate some...
Interspecies erotica. Is he have Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud? Is this what we're going to find out next?
Oh, no.
I'm just waiting for answers. Obviously, we're moving in the direction of...
Dude, the way he's speaking, I hate to be this guy because I'm not this professionally. I'm just watching for myself. His speech pattern and the high-pitchedness of it, to me, strikes me as a very defensive thing. So, instead, Mark believes someone who had an issue with him shooting porn with his wife. That's so fucking gross. You're doing porn with your wife. You're making your wife basically a whore for other men and their money and for them to watch her. That's like,
I'm betting that both of them though get off on the idea of people looking at them.
but that's
Like,
just
oh,
it.
yeah,
Like,
you wanna watch
even
me.
though you're f***ing her, that's still kind of a cuck fetish that you have. You still want people to watch your wife get f***ed.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think you want people to watch your wife get. I think you want people to watch you f***ing. Like, that's where you're at with it. If you're doing this with them, you're like, yeah, I want people to see me.
Keep an eye on this story. We got to come up with a law for this, like Murphy's Law or Occam's razor. When an internet guy goes viral as a victim, it's a matter of time before we find out he's dog shit. Because Peanuts owner is a whole bucket of dog shit.
Video I watched was yesterday, but yeah, he was saying like every time we do this now, where we find these people online who are getting attention online for whatever they're getting attention for, it always seems like it comes back to funneling people to OnlyFans.
Right?
To the point where he's like, I'm starting to think that the entire internet is just a huge mistake.
Do you know how uncomfortable I am that they just breezed over the whole OnlyFans and daycare thing?
Oh, yeah. But again, I'm not surprised given the interviewer, but it is something that maybe we should have broached a little bit more.
We should be practicing some understanding here. Sneed Dave I love Sneed Dave Williams. He gives us $9.99. He says, wasn't what's her name doing OnlyFans in New York? You know who I mean. The disingenuous. Oh, my chat just went down as I was reading that. Sneed Dave says, wasn't what's her name doing OnlyFans in New York? You know who I mean. The disingenuous clout goblin who just got married that streams to 15 viewers. I can't. I've gone on record as saying this before. Let me just say, peace between Keanu and I. There's no reason for us to trash Keanu. You can't. I mean, I'm not going to. You guys get to do whatever you want. I'm not going to say anything bad about her. But no, she's not violating New York law. Taking pictures of yourself and putting them on OnlyFans is not a violation of the law.
Especially if those images are consensual. If she was performing sexual acts
and they were filming that's different. That's
Yeah.
different. Oh my God. So the rule that if someone goes viral on the internet, it's a matter of time before you find out they're a piece of shit. You know how I was looking for a name for it?
right? What do we have?
I think we might have found it. Tridio, becoming a member for 12 months, says, let's call it Rekieta's Law.
I like it. I really do.
It works. It fits. So from now on, when someone shows up on the internet and they look sympathetic and they go viral for it, assume that eventually they're going to slide and we're going to figure out they're a piece of
They're
shit.
just a total piece of shit.
And we'll call it Rekieta's Law. Perfect. Wow. I think we might have gotten something started.